Hey, what's going on, everybody? Knowledge coming at you again. This is, I guess, a video response to a sister out here, Inquisitive One. I ran across a video. Actually, somebody had sent the video to me, and I ran across it, and she had did a video response to a known YouTuber out here. I don't know if I want to call him black, white, or what. We'll just call him Mr. Shades. And I'm sure you guys that are familiar with the small black YouTube community here on YouTube, you guys are familiar with who this guy is. But she did a video response to his video, Slavery Was Not That Bad. And to be honest with you, I'm not surprised that Mr. Shades did a video like this. I used to watch this guy back when I first started doing videos back in 2011. I didn't agree with a lot of things that he would talk about, and then there were times where, you know, I felt like he was speaking truth. And it wasn't until, you know, I started to see, you know, a certain type of mindset, or the cooning, or, you know, the trolling and excessive sampling that I saw from this guy that made me just stray away completely from it. Because I'm the type of guy, you know, you don't have to agree with everything I say. I don't have to agree with everything you say. But I do think that we need to respect each other, and we need to be open to other people's point of view. And sometimes it's good for you as a human being to listen to other people's thoughts and point of views, and, you know, just have an open mind with things. But you know, she did a video response to him, and she basically was just coming from, I would say, an emotional standpoint, as to say, you know, why would you say slavery was not that bad, you know, for black people? But I want to go a little deeper into it, because I don't feel like, you know, she really, you know, so to say, checked this guy on, you know, his antics. But you know, he mentioned in the video, you know, that she tried to, or so-called tried to attack his blackness. And, you know, I pay attention to words, and I pay attention to things that people say. And I know, as he said, a tactic that many of them use. Now, this sounds like something that a white person would say. You know, we have white people that say they'll relate to black people as them, or the others, you know, that type of stuff. And, you know, this goes to show you of the type of mindset that a lot of our black people have in this country, that they take on white characteristics. They've been conditioned to think like white people, think that, you know, everything is good except blackness. You know, anything that's catering to white people's thoughts, or the betterment of white people here in this country, it's all good. But when it comes to the issues that black people deal with, or certain things that we would, quote unquote, you know, come out and speak about, it's an issue, or we're complaining, or, you know, we need to put ourselves up by our bootstraps and do for self. And to a certain extent, I do think that we need to do for self. And I think, like I've said in previous my videos, we have more power than we think we do. But at the same time, that does not excuse someone like Mr. Shades coming out and saying slavery was not that bad, because I think that's an ignorant statement, considering the history that goes behind slavery. One of the things that he mentioned in his video was that slavery was not profitable, and he also mentioned that there were other different you know, ethnicities that were in bondage. And first of all, I want to say that slavery was very profitable. That's why they had slaves picking cotton, so they could generate revenue. That's why they have institutionalized racism and slavery nowadays, all for profit. And one thing I didn't hear you know, him saying in this video is he didn't talk about white supremacy. You know, he talked about how slavery, so-called, wasn't bad, and how blacks live in a country where we, quote unquote, have a fair chance at everything, which, in my point of view and from my observation and from me being someone black in this country, I think it's complete bullshit. But you know, he said he didn't mention white supremacy, and I think that's where we have to look at slavery, and we have to look at how we are now. Slavery is not, in today's time, it's not, you know, going on the cotton fields and, you know, picking cotton and getting whipped and us having quote unquote house niggas or field niggas. Now we might can use that metaphorically nowadays, but when it comes to the actual verb of that being going on right now, it doesn't exist. But what does exist, and what I would say is the cousin of slavery, is white supremacy. What I don't think Mr. Shays realizes that he doesn't realize that there are people here in this country that know the power, know the legacy, know the history of what blacks can be in this world. We can wipe out a population simply by our penis. That's why we have, frowns and looks on black men dating white women. That's why back, in the day when they would lynch black men, they would cut off their penises and use them as a souvenir, because there's a certain type of, I would say, genetic gene of power that black folks have. And that's why we are attacked more than any other ethnicity. Another thing, I heard him talk about is that, there were other people that were in bondage. And that's true. But at the same time, the Jews got reparations. Native Americans have certain, things that they get here in this country. And he mentioned that black people don't deserve reparations because there technically isn't anyone around technically that was actually in bondage. And my answer to that is, even though there might not technically be somebody who was actually picking cotton or around the 1800s, that incident in slavery and racism triples down to how we are today, how a lot of our communities are constructed, and a lot of our communities are being poisoned by white supremacy and racism. It's not, an accident that a lot of our black folks here in this country have to work 3 times hard to get a regular position job that a white person would get just with a snap of finger. It's not a coincidence that, blacks are attacked every day with police brutality or wrongfully, what's the word I'm looking for? Wrongfully prosecuted in a court of law, and are being highly populated within the industrial system and the prison system. All of this is a business, and slavery still goes on today. What it is now is that it's more institutionalized. It's not us out there picking cotton or being whipped or what we would see in a lot of these slavery movies. Everything is institutionalized now, and I think that's something that Mr. Shays doesn't realize. See, what the game is now is that you have people who practice white supremacy and people who are white that are in power now. That the game is now that I'm going to create a condition around you that keeps you in a permanent underclass. Well, I'm not going to have you out on the cotton fields or anything like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to control you within the entertainment business. I'm going to use your product to have you demean your people, but then make a profit off of you. I'm going to give you lack of education. I'm not going to really, create too many jobs or anything like that, or, let you into the American workforce. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let a few come in here and there. And this goes back to that whole field nigga, house nigga type of concept. I'm going to let a few come here and there. So what happens is that when I have blacks come out and start saying, well, why don't we have these type of rights, or why are we being deprived in this country, I could turn around and say, well, hey, look, they made it. What about this person over here? Or I can create mindsets like Mr. Shades and have them come out here and basically defend the corruption and the negative things that white people do in this country. So this is the mindset now. It's about creating slavery not only in certain type of communities or for certain type of people, but keeping slavery alive mentally and divide and conquer. And this is something that a lot of black people are not aware of. We've come to this stage in our life where we feel like because we're able to go out and buy a Mercedes Benz or buy a house or somewhat create a lucrative amount of financial stability. We feel like that we've made it, that slavery neither wasn't that bad, or it doesn't exist, or racism doesn't exist, or white supremacy doesn't exist. And this is the type of mindset that keeps us back, because what happens is that we have those that, quote unquote made it, or what we would consider the quote unquote American dream. We have those type of people who don't want to come back to the community and help those that are just like them, or help those that are trying to get into the position that they're in. So, when we look at slavery and how it trickles down to today's generation, we have to pay attention to all those different aspects. And I just think it's ridiculous when we have black people out here with this type of mindset that will come out of their mouth and say slavery wasn't that bad, because not only is that an ignorant statement, but it goes to show you of the dangerous mindsets that a lot of our people have, and it's crazy out here. But these are the type of people that we have to pay attention to, and we have to keep a close eye on, because this is the type of person that will stab you in the back for the acceptance of a white person. I don't really know what else really to add on to this. I know there'll be those Sambos and coons out there that try to disagree with me, but what I'm saying, this is fact. This is not my opinion, this is fact. Slavery still exists nowadays, and it has trickled down in a negative way in today's society. Just because something happened, hundreds of years ago, does not mean it doesn't affect us right now. And this guy here, I've heard him say derogatory things about Trayvon Martin. I remember he said something that he made some comment that Trayvon Martin deserved to get gunned down or followed, and again, this is that mindset that's in a lot of our black people's mind, that attack blackness, attack the black woman, attack the black man, but defend anything that is white. So I just wanted to do a video response to that sister, and because I think she did a good video and everything, but I don't think she really broke it down to this joker, of how this stuff affects us nowadays. And it's easy for a white person, to come out and say, oh, it's just, you guys are complaining and you guys are doing this, because a lot of these white people, as a matter of fact, all white people do not understand the black experience. You have a few of them out here that, can empathize with us and, really sit back and observe and say, hey, what, these people are being deprived. These people don't have a fair chance at a lot of the opportunities that we have here in America. We have white people out there that do understand, well, not understand, but empathize with what's going on. But then you have those who practice white supremacy. You have those who are ignorant and don't really know what's going on. And then you have coons and you have Sambos out here. So all that, just especially with the coons and the Sambos, they give protection to those who practice white supremacy, because all they have to do is say, hey, it's not just me. Look, there's a black person over there that's saying I'm right. There's a black person that's saying, everything that goes on within the black community is because of them. Black people are the main destruction of themselves. So this is just, the world we live in. And it's just about us coming together collectively and, changing our situation, because, like I said before, nobody gives a damn about black people, and we have to start taking concern of ourselves. We have to start, again, like several other YouTubers on here say, learn our history and controlling our dollar, because the only thing people respect is the dollar bill. And, that's truly how we will start to rise in this country, is by, for one, learning our history and controlling our dollar and taking control of our own situation. But I will leave Inquisitive One, I will leave that sister's video in the description box if you guys want to check it out. And I'm out, y'all, but be aware of people like this.